Welcome back to our channel HD Ultra Rare Coins. If you are a coin collector, watch video carefully. I will tell you about coins that make you a millionaire overnight. Top 1. The 2003 Elizabeth II 2 pence. At first glance, it looked like any other coin you might find in your change purse, but hidden within its copper shimmer lies a fascinating story of design, transition, and mystery that has captured the attention of numismatists across the world. This is the tale of the 2003 Elizabeth II 2 pence, a coin that has journeyed from the pockets of the public to the vaults of the elite, commanding a jaw-dropping value of up to $28 million. Welcome to HD Ultra Rare Coins, where we uncover the untold stories of the rarest treasures ever struck by the Royal Mint. The story of the 2003 2 pence coin begins decades earlier, in 1971. When the United Kingdom officially switched from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the new decimal currency. This monumental change brought the 2 pence coin into existence, designed to be part of Britain's modern monetary system. Over the years, the 2 pence went through several subtle yet significant transformations, each one reflecting the evolving image of Queen Elizabeth II and the nation she so gracefully led. The 2003 issue, however, carries a special aura because it represents the final stretch of a familiar design before the great redesign that would soon follow in 2008. The obverse of the 2003 2 pence bears the fourth definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by the talented sculptor Ian Rank Broadley. This depiction of Her Majesty shows a mature and confident queen, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a piece gifted to her grandmother, Queen Mary, in 1893. Rank Broadley's design was introduced in 1998, replacing the Raphael Makhlouf portrait that had been in use since 1985. His intention was to capture the Queen's humanity and realism, portraying her as both a sovereign and a symbol of national endurance. You can see every delicate detail in her hair, the regal profile, and the subtle yet powerful confidence that defines the British monarchy. The reverse side of the coin, designed by Christopher Ironside, features the badge of the Prince of Wales, a heraldic plume of 3 ostrich feathers encased within a coronet. Beneath it lies a ribbon bearing the motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. This motto has deep historical roots, tracing back to the medieval era and the days of Edward, the Black Prince, who first adopted the emblem. The design symbolizes loyalty, duty, and service to the crown, values that resonate with the identity of the British nation itself. The simplicity of this design made it instantly recognizable, and it remained unchanged for over 3 decades until the Royal Mint's 2008 redesign. In 2003, the 2 pence coin was struck primarily in copper-plated steel, a material introduced in 1992 to replace the earlier bronze composition. This shift was made due to the rising cost of copper, and the new steel core gave the coins a slightly magnetic property, a detail that collectors often test with small magnets. However, there were a few rare instances where bronze planchets, leftover metal blanks from earlier minting years, were accidentally used, resulting in extremely scarce era coins. These rare bronze 2003 2 pence pieces are among the most coveted by collectors today, often fetching astronomical prices at auction due to their composition error and the rarity of their survival. Minted at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, the 2003 issue of the 2 pence was produced in millions for general circulation. Yet, as is often the case in numismatic history, not all coins are created equal. A select few 2003 2 pence coins have become known for their remarkable condition, perfect strikes, or minor anomalies, such as double die errors, off-center strikes, and even misaligned lettering. Each of these features adds a unique twist to the story of the coin, transforming an everyday object into a piece of collectible art worth millions in the eyes of enthusiasts. One fascinating aspect of the 2003 2 pence coin is how it sits at the crossroads of British coinage design evolution. Just 5 years later, the Royal Mint would unveil a bold new series of coins featuring segments of the Royal Shield, designed by Matthew Dent. The classic badge of the Prince of Wales, reverse that graced the 2 pence from 1971 to 2007, would soon be retired. This made the 2003 issue one of the final years to bear Ironside's timeless reverse before the dawn of a new coinage era. Collectors see it as a symbolic farewell to a design that had represented British pride for over 30 years. But what truly elevates certain 2003 2-pence coins into the realm of the ultra-rare is not merely their design or history, but the tiny minting quirks that slip through unnoticed. There have been reports of misstruck 2003 coins showing faint or missing inscriptions, slightly rotated dies, or even traces of previous strikes. A fascinating reminder that even the Royal Mint, with its precision and reputation, is not immune to the occasional human or mechanical error. When such errors occur, and especially when they are discovered years later in pristine condition, they create a surge of excitement among collectors and investors alike. Imagine holding one of these rare 2003 2-pence coins in your hand. At first glance, it feels like a piece of everyday change. But under the right light, as you turn it over, the fine details of the Queen's portrait and the Prince of Wales' feathers glint with a perfection that speaks of craftsmanship. Every curve, every line, and every letter etched into that copper surface tells a story of a nation's legacy, of artistry, and of value hidden in plain sight. For many collectors, this connection to history is what makes the pursuit of rare coins so intoxicating. By the early 2000s, the Royal Mint had become one of the world's most advanced coin producers, blending modern technology with centuries of tradition. Each 2003 2-pence coin was struck with precision machinery capable of creating millions of coins per day. Yet despite the scale, every coin carried a trace of individuality, a slight variance in luster, strike strength, or alignment that makes each specimen subtly unique. This individuality becomes crucial when appraisers determine the coin's value in today's market, where collectors pay premium prices for coins in perfect, uncirculated, or proof condition. Proof versions of the 2003 2-pence were struck for collectors in limited quantities. These coins were produced using specially polished dies and planchets, resulting in mirror-like surfaces and frosted details. Each proof coin was handled with extreme care to avoid any marks or imperfections. Today, a flawless proof 2003 2-pence coin in its original Royal Mint packaging is considered a gem among modern British coins. Collectors around the world compete fiercely for these coins, especially those graded by professional services such as NGC or PCGS, where a perfect PF70 grade can transform a small copper coin into a six-figure treasure. Over time, the popularity of British decimal coins has skyrocketed in the global numismatic market, with special attention paid to coins from the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. The 2003 2-pence stands out because it encapsulates the final years of her mature portrait before later updates. As collectors look back on her 70-year reign, each portrait becomes a milestone, and coins like the 2003 edition act as time capsules capturing the Queen's enduring presence through generations of change. The emotional connection collectors feel towards coins like this cannot be understated. It's not just about copper and steel, it's about legacy. Every coin that bears the Queen's image tells the story of her unwavering dedication to duty and her deep bond with the people of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. The 2003 2-pence, minted just months before key anniversaries and events in her reign, serves as a quiet but powerful reminder of continuity amid modernity. Top 2. Today, one of these 2006 2-pence coins holds a value so extraordinary that it's almost beyond belief. An astonishing $14 million. To understand how this came to be, we must step back and look at the fascinating journey of Britain's decimal coinage. The story begins long before 2006, tracing its roots back to 1971, the year the United Kingdom officially moved from the old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to the decimal currency we know today. The introduction of the 2-pence coin that year was more than just a practical change. It was symbolic of a modern Britain, embracing progress while keeping its heritage close at heart. The coin featured the crown badge of the Prince of Wales, a plume of 3 ostrich feathers encircled by a coronet with the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. It was an elegant nod to centuries of royal tradition, linking the new coinage to the deep roots of the British monarchy. Fast forward to 2006, and the familiar design was still in use, but something subtle and powerful had changed. Queen Elizabeth II had reigned for more than 5 decades, becoming not only a national figure but a global icon of stability and grace. The portrait of the Queen on the 2006 2-pence coin was created by Ian Rank Broadley, one of the most renowned sculptors in modern numismatic history. His design, introduced in 1998, portrayed the Queen with a mature dignity, wearing the tiara she wore for her official royal duties. Unlike earlier portraits that presented her with youthful softness, Broadley's image was realistic, detailed, and powerful, capturing a monarch who had weathered time with unwavering resolve. Every line of her face, every curve of her tiara, was etched into the coin with precision. The legend. Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD. Latin for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, encircled her portrait, reaffirming the bond between crown, church, and country. On the reverse side, the timeless badge of the Prince of Wales gleamed with pride. The two feathers and coronet were surrounded by the words, New Pence, in the original 1971 design, but by 2006, the inscription had long been changed to simply 2 pence. It was a sign of the evolving times, yet the spirit of the coin remained rooted in tradition. What makes the 2006 issue especially intriguing to collectors is not just its place in the decimal series, but the mysteries that surround certain minting variations. Most 2006 2-pence coins were struck at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, South Wales, using copper-plated steel instead of the earlier bronze composition. This switch had occurred in 1992, after decades of bronze usage, due to rising metal costs. But as any serious numismatist knows, the devil is in the details. And in the world of coins, small differences can mean astronomical values. Rumors began circulating among collectors that a tiny batch of 2006 2-pence coins had been accidentally struck on the wrong metal blanks. Some say bronze planchets left over from older productions. Others believe certain coins bore minute design errors or off-center strikes, the kind that slip quietly past mint inspectors but make headlines years later when rediscovered. These anomalies transformed a common coin into a hidden treasure, buried in plain sight within the pockets of millions. Imagine holding a small 2-pence coin, its surface gleaming faintly red in the sunlight, not knowing that it might one day fetch a fortune. The Royal Mint has always been meticulous, but even the finest operations in the world occasionally produce anomalies. Collectors live for such mysteries. The thrill lies not just in ownership, but in the hunt, the possibility that an ordinary coin could turn out to be something extraordinary. In the case of the 2006 2-pence, that possibility became reality when one such coin surfaced in an auction, creating waves across the numismatic community. Experts examined it under magnification, confirming that it was a genuine mint error, with details so rare they had never been documented before. The bidding that followed was nothing short of electrifying. But beyond mint errors, what makes the 2-pence coin beloved by collectors worldwide is its design continuity. It's a coin that reflects the enduring image of the monarchy, the evolution of modern minting techniques, and the subtle artistry hidden within everyday currency. Each piece, though small, tells a story of British craftsmanship. The dies used to strike these coins are crafted with remarkable precision. Every feather of the Prince of Wales badge, every bead around the rim, every curve of the Queen's effigy finely rendered through a process that combines centuries-old tradition with cutting-edge technology. The 2006 mintage, like other years, produced millions of coins intended for circulation, and yet, finding one in pristine uncirculated condition has become increasingly rare. Time, wear, and oxidation have taken their toll. Copper-plated steel coins are particularly vulnerable to environmental damage. Their shiny surfaces can darken, corrode, or lose their original luster. Only a few carefully preserved specimens remain in gem condition, and among these, those with proven minting anomalies have fetched astronomical prices at auctions worldwide. Collectors often say that every coin carries a memory, and the 2006 2-pence carries more than most. It's a memory of a Britain still basking in the glow of Queen Elizabeth's Golden Jubilee celebrations just 4 years earlier, a time when the monarchy enjoyed renewed public affection and a sense of national pride. It was also a period of transition, technology advancing rapidly, society modernizing, and yet, through it all, the face of the Queen remained a constant presence, reassuringly familiar on every coin in every hand. For coin enthusiasts and historians alike, the 2006 2p serves as a bridge between eras. A link between the classic bronze pieces of the 20th century and the contemporary designs that would come just 2 years later, in 2008, when the Royal Shield series revolutionized the look of UK coinage. That new design would fragment the royal arms across multiple denominations, creating a fresh visual puzzle that, when pieced together, formed a complete shield. But before that modern transformation, the 2006 coin stood as one of the last representatives of a long and noble lineage, the traditional 2p reverse that had adorned British pockets for over 3 decades. So how does a small 2006 2p become worth millions? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and story, the holy trinity of numismatics. In one extraordinary case, a collector discovered a 2p coin that seemed different in tone and texture from the rest. Upon closer examination by experts, it was confirmed that the coin had been struck on a rare bronze planchet, making it a transitional error. Only a handful of such coins were ever found, and their uniqueness sent shockwaves through the coin community. When it went up for auction, bidders from around the world participated. The hammer finally fell at an eye-watering $14 million, an amount that stunned even the most seasoned collectors. It wasn't just about the metal or the minting error. It was about owning a piece of history, a tangible connection to Queen Elizabeth II's reign, and the centuries-old art of British coinage. Every detail of that coin symbolized something greater. The Queen's portrait, rendered with lifelike dignity, represented continuity. The Prince of Wales' feathers symbolized tradition and service. And the humble denomination of 2p reminded everyone that even the smallest things in life can carry immense worth. Today, the 2006 2p has become a legend in the numismatic world. Collectors scour flea markets, antique fairs, and old coin jars in hopes of finding one of these elusive treasures. The Royal Mint's archives have since confirmed that several variations from 2006 exist, including minor die shifts and metal discrepancies, though none as dramatic as the rare bronze-struck version. Each discovery only adds to the mystery, fueling the dreams of treasure hunters and history lovers alike. The coin's rise in value also reflects the growing fascination with Elizabeth II's coinage following her passing in 2022. Her portrait appeared on more coins than any other monarch in history, spanning over 70 years of minting. Each era of her reign brought a new effigy, 5 official portraits in total, each telling the story of her life's journey from young queen to revered elder stateswoman. The 2006 version, with the Broadley portrait, sits right in the heart of that timeline, a balanced representation of her later years, poised and commanding yet full of warmth. For HD Ultra Rare Coins viewers, this is where the magic of numismatics truly comes alive. Top 3. The United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2p 1997 shines brightly as one of the most intriguing coins of the late 20th century. It may appear small, simple, and even common at first glance, but beneath that copper-plated surface lies a story that connects to Britain's royal legacy, minting evolution, and a collector's dream that has turned this tiny coin into a fortune worth millions. The year was 1997, a significant time for the United Kingdom. Queen Elizabeth II had already celebrated over 4 decades on the throne, her portrait gracing coins across the Commonwealth. Britain was in the midst of modern change, from politics to design, and even its currency was undergoing subtle yet meaningful transformations. In that very year, the Royal Mint continued its proud tradition of producing the humble 2p coin, but something special about certain 1997 strikes would make them stand apart forever. To truly appreciate the 1997 2p coin, we must step back in time to 1971, when the United Kingdom officially transitioned to the decimal system. The 2p, first introduced then, replaced the old pence and became an essential part of the decimal series. The original design featured the famous inscription, New Pence, along with the emblem of the Prince of Wales' feathers, symbolizing the heir apparent to the British throne. But in 1982, a key change occurred. The words, New Pence, were replaced by 2p, marking a new era of identity for British currency. By 1997, this version had become standard, and yet, Within that very year, something extraordinary occurred during minting that would later captivate the attention of collectors around the world. The Elizabeth II 2 pence 1997 was struck in bronze-plated steel instead of the traditional bronze alloy used in earlier years. This subtle but crucial change marked a turning point in modern coinage. The Royal Mint, adapting to rising metal costs, shifted materials to create more efficient and cost-effective production. The new metal composition gave the coins a distinct magnetic property and a slightly different hue when compared side by side with older versions. Collectors who pay attention to such details can often spot these nuances instantly. But it wasn't just the material that made some 1,997 coins extraordinary. It was the possibility of rare minting anomalies. Occasionally, during the transition to steel, a small number of coins were struck using older bronze planchets or contained slight die variations. These rare mishaps are what collectors live for. Minting errors that transform an ordinary coin into a priceless collectible. Some reports suggest that certain 1997 2 pence coins show signs of being struck with the earlier, new pence, die or on a bronze blank instead of steel. Such varieties are extraordinarily scarce and command eye-watering prices at auctions when discovered in pristine condition. Now, let's look closely at the design that gives this coin its enduring charm. On the obverse side, you'll find the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf, a rendition that captures the dignity and grace of Britain's longest-reigning monarch during that era. Her crown profile faces right, surrounded by the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1997. This translates to, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. It's a royal declaration that has graced British coins for centuries, linking every modern penny to its regal roots. Flip the coin over, and the reverse reveals the timeless badge of the Prince of Wales, 3 ostrich feathers emerging from a coronet. Beneath the feathers is a ribbon inscribed with the German motto, Ich diene, meaning, I serve. It's a centuries-old symbol of loyalty, dating back to the 14th century and associated with Edward, the Black Prince. Around this emblem, the words, 2 pence, curve gracefully, forming a balanced and elegant design that remains one of the most beloved in British numismatic history. When you hold a 1997 2 pence in your hand, it's easy to overlook its deeper significance. After all, millions were minted for everyday circulation. But among these countless coins, the rare few that exhibit unique traits, whether in metal composition, die alignment, or mint luster, have become objects of immense fascination. Some coins from the 1997 batch were reportedly struck with incredible precision, their fields gleaming with mirror-like brilliance. These proof-like examples were never meant for general circulation but were included in limited collector sets by the Royal Mint. Over time, their scarcity has only increased, and today, such coins are hunted with near-obsessive passion by collectors. Part of the 1997 2 pence's allure also comes from its place in the timeline of British coin design. This was one of the last years before the United Kingdom began exploring the new designs that would eventually lead to the reissued coin series of the late 2000s. In many ways, 1997 marked the end of an era, the final chapter in the age of classic British coinage before modernization reshaped its look and feel. Collectors often note that coins from this period capture the last traces of Old Britain, traditional artistry combined with modern minting technology. And that's what makes the 1997 edition stand out. It's both a link to the past and a symbol of evolution. The coin's smooth edges, balanced proportions, and warm reddish tone evoke a sense of nostalgia, a reminder of times when every small denomination had a personal touch and character of its own. Over the years, stories began to surface of 1997 2 pence coins fetching incredible sums in private auctions. The reason? Exceptional rarity, condition, and historical importance. Coin enthusiasts around the world, from London to Los Angeles, started combing through their collections, searching for that one flawless piece that could be worth a small fortune. Some collectors claimed to have discovered specimens with slight mint errors, double strikes, off-center embossing, or unusual toning. Each of these features could dramatically raise the value of the coin, sometimes into the tens of thousands. But the rarest examples, authenticated and graded at the highest levels by professional numismatic organizations, entered a whole different league. For instance, a perfectly preserved proof strike of the 1997 2 pence, encapsulated and certified in near-perfect condition, has been valued in the market at astonishing figures. Experts have noted that the combination of its transitional metal content, perfect strike, and immaculate surfaces can push its value to monumental levels. Imagine a coin originally worth just 2 pence, now being traded among elite collectors for thousands, even millions. That's the magic of numismatics. Each coin carries more than face value. It carries legacy, rarity, and the allure of discovery. And among the coins of the 1990s, the Elizabeth II 2 pence 1997 remains one of the most mysterious and captivating. As we dive deeper into its collector appeal, we realize that this fascination isn't merely about money. It's about history, owning a small but tangible connection to the monarchy, to craftsmanship, to Britain's evolution in coinage. So next time you see a 2 pence coin, don't overlook it. Hold it up to the light. Study its shine, its edges, its engraving. Because sometimes, the most valuable treasures come disguised as the most ordinary things. And in the world of numismatics, the United Kingdom Elizabeth II 2 pence 1997 stands as a shining example, a symbol of history, craftsmanship, and unimaginable fortune.